Good morning, everyone. I hope you are all doing well. It is scorching hot outside, so I think today would be the perfect day to hang out in the kitchen and make 4 dinner recipes. Now, what each of these dinners have in common is a bag of coleslaw mix. I think you can buy this mix in just about any grocery store. And the first recipe we are doing is a coleslaw pasta salad. I have 16 ounces of fusilli here. You could use really whatever small type of pasta you like. And I should mention that I have not tried this recipe before, so you and I are discovering it together. I need to cook this pasta just to the al dente stage in salted boiling water. While the pasta is cooking, I will dice up 2 large or 3 small ribs of celery. I will also dice up a green bell pepper and 1 English cucumber. And by the way, I will link all of these recipes in the description box below. We also need between 1/4 and 1/2 cup of diced red onion. I already have diced red onion because I needed red onion for a recipe I made yesterday. My pasta is drained and rinsed, so we can put all of these ingredients into a large bowl. And I can add my bag of coleslaw mix. So this is tricolor coleslaw. It has green cabbage, red cabbage, and shredded carrots in it. And in you go. And for the dressing, we need 1.5 cups of mayonnaise. And the recipe doesn't call for this, but I'm going to add a spoonful of Dijon mustard because I love it. And we need a splash. She says 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. I'm just going to eyeball this. White sugar, 1/4 cup. Seems like a lot, but this is making a very large pasta salad. The juice from half a lemon. I'm using really good quality bottled lemon juice here. 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. A pinch of paprika. And salt and pepper to taste. I'm going to start with this much salt and this much pepper. Whisk. I do want to mix up these veggies. Then we can add in the fusilli. Give another quick mix. And then we can add in the dressing. I like to add it along the side, so it seems to be easier to mix dressing into pasta salads this way, rather than dumping all of the dressing directly on top. And then we can toss to mix. This looks very colorful, but I think I want to add some parsley, which I have in my garden. So I just fetched some parsley leaves from my garden. This is flat leaf parsley. Now we can scatter the parsley over the salad. The recipe states that you can serve this pasta salad right away or refrigerate it until you are ready to serve it. I'm hungry, so I do want to try it. And Lisette is here, so she can taste test this pasta salad with me. There you are. And bon appetit. Trying to have the perfect bite here with every ingredient.
Wow.
Yes, wow. I still think I could have cut those cucumbers a little more finely. This pasta salad is downright delicious. It's got a really nice tang from that dressing, and it's healthy with that coleslaw mix.
It's very refreshing. I love it.
It is very refreshing. Perfect for a day like today. Now, to turn this pasta salad into a main course, you would simply add protein, which in this case could be Parmesan cheese. Let's give this another taste. Love. This is, excuse me, I don't mean to talk with my mouth full. This is just heavenly. We are going to finish our salads, and then I need to clean up my workstation, and then we can get cracking on the next recipe. This next recipe is my own version of cabbage pie, which I am going to convert or reinvent to make coleslaw fritters. And I need parsley, which I've already chopped, and then I need to dice up half of a large onion. My board keeps rocking on this workstation, so I'm putting a towel underneath it. And here again, we need one 14-ounce bag of coleslaw mix, to which we can add the parsley and the diced onion. So when I make cabbage pie, I only use cabbage and eggs and flour and salt and pepper and maybe a little nutmeg. It's easy to do, but I think these coleslaw fritters might be even more interesting than the cabbage pie. I forgot my seasonings. Kosher salt, black pepper, and a whisper of nutmeg. Mix all of these ingredients. Then I need to beat up 3 large eggs. We can stir the beaten egg right into the cabbage mixture. Then I need to stir in 80 grams, or about 3/4 of a cup, of regular all-purpose or plain flour. And I have made this with gluten-free flour in the past. Well, I have made the cabbage pie with gluten-free flour, and it works out just fine. So if you are on a gluten-free diet, you could still make these fritters. Just want to mix everything very well. Of course, the egg and the flour are the items that will bind the cabbage mixture together. And now we can form this mixture into little patties that we will shallow fry on the stove top. A glug of avocado oil, or the oil of your choice. And I want to set this pan over medium heat. I'm using cast iron. You could use non-stick if you have such a skillet. When the oil is good and hot, add cabbage mixture to the size of the fritters you want, and then mash it down. I'm making rather large fritters here. And you can use a spatula to create the fritter shape that you like. And then cover the skillet and let the fritters cook until they turn richly brown on the bottom. That will take 8 to 10 minutes. And now we can flip the fritters. And let them brown on the underside. And after you flip the fritters, cover the skillet again and let the fritters finish cooking for about 7 minutes. I made the second batch of fritters a little smaller than the first batch, and I didn't let them caramelize quite as much. And I think they look really pretty. I'm going to keep these warm in a 200-degree Fahrenheit oven. Meantime, we can make a sauce to go with the fritters. And for the sauce, I'm going to use Greek yogurt, lemon zest, and cilantro in no exact quantities. Stir this up. And then I need to fetch some cilantro from the garden. This is the cilantro that you and I grew together from seed. And the plants are starting to flower now, which means we are past cilantro season, but I don't mind. The leaves still have a nice flavor to them. And I think in the next episode we are going to pull up all of the spent herbs and plant other seeds in their place. Rather than adding this cilantro directly to the yogurt mixture, I'm going to use it as a garnish. And it's fritter time. Here's a large one for Lisette. Here are 2 smaller ones for yours truly. Dollop of the yogurt sauce. I think sour cream would be delightful here, but I don't have any. And a green snow shower of cilantro. Taste test. These are crispy on the outside. What do you think?
This is incredible.
I love it too. Crispy on the outside, creamy, dreamy, delicious on the inside, and healthy. It's also healthy because we shallow fried in avocado oil. I would not hesitate to serve these fritters for a luncheon or a dinner. And you don't have to turn the coleslaw mixture into small fritters. You can do one large coleslaw pie. And I will link the recipe for my cabbage pie in the description box below. And you simply substitute the coleslaw mix for the shredded cabbage. As before, we will finish our coleslaw creation. I'm going to pop the remaining fritters into the refrigerator, clean up, and then we will get started on the next recipe. Our next coleslaw creation is keto beef egg roll slaw. Now, I made the same dish for dinner last night, and my spouse and I loved it. It was a little spicy, but I think we can alter the spices today. And the first thing I need is a diced red onion, We can put the onion in a bowl. Then I need some scallions. And I want to separate the green from the white. And then just thinly slice both the white and the green. We can add the white bit of the scallion right to the red onion because they will cook together. And then this green top will be used for garnish. A delicious, crunchy garnish. I'm going to use garlic paste in this recipe, but if you have garlic cloves, go ahead and use them. You'll need 3 minced. And the rest of the magic happens over at the stovetop. So I'm using my large all-clad skillet here. Olive or avocado oil. I'm using avocado oil. And my skillet is over medium heat. In goes the white part of the scallion and the red onion. And the equivalent of 3 garlic cloves in garlic paste. I need to saute these vegetables just until they begin to soften and the garlic becomes fragrant. I forgot that I was supposed to use sesame oil, not avocado oil, so I'm going to add some right now. And I love sesame oil. Oh, this smells just wonderful with the sesame oil. Now we can add 1.5 pounds of ground beef. I'm using lean ground beef. The recipe calls for sriracha here. I used that last night. I thought it was too spicy for my liking. So I'm using this Green Mountain Gringo hot sauce. We also need 1/2 teaspoon or thereabouts of ground ginger, a bit of sea salt. I'm using kosher salt. Then I want to break up the ground beef as it cooks. So once the beef has browned and is cooked through, go ahead and add 1 14-ounce bag of the coleslaw mix, plus 3 tablespoons or thereabouts of soy sauce, and 1 tablespoon or so of apple cider vinegar. And give everything a mix. And I need to saute this coleslaw just until it becomes tender crisp. That will take about 4 minutes. It looks pretty already. One very nice thing about this keto beef egg roll slaw is that once it's cooked, you can keep it warm in a 200-degree Fahrenheit oven for a good hour. So if your dinner is ready before your guests are, you're good to go. And I think this dish deserves spode Italian blue plates and bowls. It's very colorful. And then we can garnish with the tops of the scallions. Time for the taste test, and then we will determine if we need more of this hot sauce. This is wonderful, but it does need more hot sauce. Last night I added, I think it was a whole tablespoon of the sriracha to this dish, and my spouse and I thought it was too hot. Let's see if this is just right now.
Goodness, I love this.
Oh, I'm so glad. The sesame oil, which is delicious all on its own, contributes so much flavor to this dish. Plus we have the purple and green cabbage, the shredded carrots, the lean ground beef, the ginger. This is just a symphony of wonderful flavors. And this will be our dinner tonight. And then tomorrow morning, I will meet you back here in the kitchen and we will make the fourth recipe. Pleasant dreams, friends. Good morning once again from New York's very hot and very humid Hudson River Valley. We're going to do the fourth recipe that involves a bag of coleslaw mix. And it is pierogi and smoked sausage skillet meal. Now, I made this, I think in one of the day in the life videos a year or two ago, and it was spectacular. And in fact, Lizette told me she made it last night. And what did you think, Lizette?
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah, there you go. Amazing. And I need half of one onion, which I'm going to dice. And I have a pot of water coming to a boil behind me, because we will need that to boil the pierogi. Pierogi is, or are, potato and cheese dumplings. Very delicious. Then I need a rope of smoked turkey sausage, or really any sausage that you happen to like. I'm going to slice this into half moons. I have a 16-ounce or 456-gram box of frozen pierogis right here. And my water has achieved a boil, so I'm going to boil the pierogi for just 3 minutes. I have boiled and drained my pierogi, so now we can assemble this dish at the cooktop. So I have my large skillet over medium heat, and I need to add both butter and oil. That's about 2 tablespoons of butter, and some avocado oil, also about 2 tablespoons. And we can add the sausage. Now the sausage, of course, is already cooked, but I just want to saute it in the skillet until it starts to turn spotty brown. And now that the sausage has some color on it, I can go ahead and add the coleslaw mix, along with some garlic powder, Italian seasoning, smoked paprika, and celery salt. I forgot to add the onion. I was supposed to add the onion right after I had browned the sausage, but that's okay. I can brown it right now. Actually, I just need to soften the onions. And the onions have started to soften up after just 2 minutes. So now we can stir everything together. And I want to saute the coleslaw mix just until it turns tender. That will take about 4 minutes. Now we can transfer this glorious mixture to a bowl. And we can add a little more butter and oil. And then we can add the pierogi. And I want to let the pierogi cook in a single layer just until it turns spotty brown. And those brown spots, of course, will add a lot of flavor to this dish. I want to add a pinch of black pepper to my pierogi. This pierogi is looking wonderful. And we can let this pierogi brown just briefly on its underside. Now we can add the pierogi to the bowl. I'm going to throw in this melted butter and then just give everything a toss, a gentle toss. It's only 11 o'clock in the morning, but we are going to pretend it is dinner time. I'm going to plate this up, and then I want to garnish it with a little chopped parsley from the garden. A fork for you, Lizette. And let's have a taste test. Even though Lizette made this for herself last night. Is it as good? Mm-hmm. Trying to get the perfect bite here, which means something of everything on one fork. Not always easy to do. Lizette just said wow, and I say wow, wow, and wow. This is absolutely heavenly. The pierogis have a wonderful chew on the outside, and then they have the wonderful creamy potato and cheese filling. Of course, the coleslaw mix adds crunch and many nutrients, and the turkey sausage is just smoky and wonderful. Another winner. So let's look at all of the coleslaw dinners we made in this episode. We have coleslaw pasta salad, which Lizette and I really loved. It's been in the refrigerator overnight, and I think it will taste even better today. We made the crispy, wonderful coleslaw fritters. We made the keto beef, what is this called? The keto beef egg roll slaw, which Lizette and I both loved, and which I had for dinner last night, and also for a very early breakfast this morning before my workout. And we made the pierogi and smoked sausage skillet meal, which, again, Lizette and I both adore. I think you will adore all of these recipes, and again, I will put links to the recipes in the description below. Thank you so much for being here as we made all of these lovely dinners that involve a bag of coleslaw mix. We do a lot of cooking, gardening, and home decoration videos on this channel, so if any of those topics are of interest to you, I hope you will subscribe. And please be sure to tap the notification bell so you will be notified every time I have a new upload. And until the next video, please treat yourself extra, extra well, and I can't wait to see you again. Bye for now, friends.